I was studying the medical side of it, and I was hearing about, I knew about Rick Simpson for a long time and the cannabis oil and stuff, and I'd never sort of gone down that path so much, helping people, because I didn't feel like I had the right experience, I don't want to test things on people. So then what I did was, about 4 years ago, 2014, I saw that there was a thing happening in Ljubljana in Slovenia, and this conference was happening, and it was called Demystifying Cannabis.
Yeah.
That's what it was called, Demystifying Cannabis. And it hooked me, and I looked, and I saw the people that was going to be there attending.
And said, that's it, I have to
Robert Malamide, Paul Hornby, people like that, and Božidar Radišič.
Almost correct.
And Lumir Hanous from Israel.
Mm-hmm.
All these people, Corey Elland, Rick Simpson, lots of the people, the scientists that know what they're talking about and have been paid to do this for years, and they're all coming to one place, and I just had to be there. I had to be there because I've helped, and the pleasure I get out helping people. And what we need to do now at this stage is try and move forward, and this is what I want to replicate in Manchester, England. Hopefully with my friend Božidar, we can do something.
We have here also Božidar, so
yeah,
perhaps...
Božidar, come and join us, friend. Thanks for introducing me to these people, and through being introduced to these people, I'm helping hundreds of people back home, and you know that.
So it's important to exchange experiences and knowledge.
He's brought together an international group,
Mm-hmm.
an international group of people that can network and share information.
We established this institute, Research Nature, and Colin wants to have a UK branch to cooperate also with Dorothy Bray, because she's in London. And I invited Colin also to the IMCPC meeting. So now also the UK will have a
IMC
somebody in the board. The IMCPC, it's an international body who is responsible to communicate with EU or DC in the States. We are lobbyists, but lobbyists for our cause actually, to get this cannabis free as soon as possible. We are quite successful. We had our representative had speech in front of UN in Vienna, I think, and Geneva, so the things are moving.
We carry on, The big wheels of the governments and things, they move slow, but we're moving quite fast,
We're stubborn enough to do it.
Yeah, we're stubborn enough to carry on.
So what are the plans now for and current actions and things like that?
Personally, I'm involved with some campaigns in Manchester, my hometown, because in Manchester it's quite unique. We have what's called devolution, where we have a devolved government, and that means that we're separate from Westminster on a lot of things, financial and even up to some law-making decisions. I've been in close contact with the Lord Mayor, Andy Burnham, who is admittedly smoked cannabis in his younger days. However, he said he hadn't considered it, so I left him a little bit of time to consider it, and then I'll be back knocking on his door. What's happening? Did you consider it? And if he hasn't, I'll just keep asking him. I've also been in touch with the Chief Constable. He seems quite adamant at the moment that it's still a law-breaking offence. I've got a bit of work to do on him to convince him. Although I must say that when I've spoke to the Lord Mayor Burnham and I've spoke to the police, it seems to be that if you say to them, okay, what about if it was just 4 plants? If somebody could grow 4 plants for their own use, if it was for medical or any reason, and they're like, oh well, that's not too bad. So there's a little light opening up, there's light at the end of the tunnel with them, but they just need to be shown the reasons, and that it's crazy not to do it. I mean, it's criminal to leave it in the hands of the criminals, It's absolutely crazy. And Manchester alone, worked it out, they're smoking 4.5 tons of cannabis every week. And that's on the black market.
We're gonna have a Green Manchester.
Green Manchester, yeah. Campaign that's going to be called Reclaim the Flower.
Right.
reclaim the flower, and we've got a tune for it and everything, and we're going to get a lot of people behind it, and that's the way it worked. Back in the days when I was locked up and stuff and we had the coffee shop, there was hundreds of people going out in Manchester. I mean, they surrounded the prison, the gates of the prison, hundreds of them turned up on at Strangeways and was protesting, and the warden came to me and he said, if you don't tell the protesters to go, we're going to ship you off to Liverpool or somewhere like that. And I was like, oh. So we had to phone them and say, oh, please go, they're going to, you know, send me to a prison miles away. So yeah, there was a power there, and you've got to get the people together to be able to do that. But this summer we're going to be really hitting the council and the people, and we're going to get in petitions. You know, we want a repeal in the law from main government. The cannabis needs to be repealed, just scrub the law completely. But in Manchester, we want decriminalisation. They can't legalise it, they can't do anything, but they can de facto decriminalise it by not pursuing people for personal growths. Yeah, and that's what they're agreeing with me at the moment.
People are ready to stand up for their rights in Manchester, or what?
Yes.
Yes.
Manchester leads the world. It leads England. The industrial, Emily Pankhurst, yeah, the suffragettes, women's vote started in Salford, Manchester. The Industrial Revolution started in Salford, Manchester. Yeah. Now the hemp revolution will start in Manchester.
Right.
If it's got anything to do with me. And this is what I'm trying to tell Mr. Burnham. It's not about smoking cannabis, it's not about medical cannabis, it's about the whole package. Hemp, we can build buildings with it, you know, we can run vehicles with it. We can make, we don't need plastics. We can use hemp for the plastics, for God's sake. We can be, I mean, Slovenia, I don't know whether people know this, but this is the greenest place in Europe. And it's had that for year upon year. It gets the award of the greenest place. Now, Manchester needs to replicate that on the recycling side and everything, and Manchester can lead it with the hemp revolution.
And then your mayor should call our mayor.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bojo?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe we make 4 coffee shops, you know, in Ljubljana and Manchester, like...
Twin it up.
Exactly. As soon as possible.
As soon as possible, yeah. Whilst I am involved with the medical side, I've always sort of been involved with the social aspect of it, because when we did have the coffee shop, we had a lot of patients, you know, people who needed cannabis medicine, but we had a lot of social users, and the social users looked after the patients. There was probably 5 or 6 social users for every patient, and it was great because, you know, it was just a camaraderie as well. Everybody, whatever race, creed, religion you are, when you smoke cannabis, you all come together.
I would like to see the whole world one day smokes a joint. What do you think would happen? Only one day.
One day, yeah.
Much better world.
Yeah.
Much better world.
Thank you very much, Colin, for visiting us, and come again.
No, thank you, and I'll be back
We're
soon.
happy to have you here.
Cheers.
Cheers.